Hello everyone, I'm Robert Hisee. Most of you will know me, but for you that don't, I'm the UK's #1 unconscious mind therapist. And welcome to the MindKite podcast. Right, welcome to the MindKite podcast, and today we have a very special guest, platinum selling artist, DJ, producer, rapper, the one and only Tom Zanetti. Yeah. So, you're right, Tom, thanks mate for today, brother. Thank you for taking the time out.
Cheers,
and working with MindKite. What I was going to say to you is that a lot of people don't understand your journey, you know, like I've known you for about a year now, and you know, we've sat down and had good talks and stuff, and people don't understand. They just see Tom Zanetti, the playboy, the jets, the cars, the rapping, the music, but they don't understand, you know, the journey you went on. Now, a lot of people think, oh, it's all right for him, he's up there, he's got that, but they don't understand what you've actually been through, and the people want to apply that to their life. And they say successful people do what other people don't want to do. That's what makes them successful. So let's go from the beginning. Let's talk about young Tom. How was young Tom? What was life like for you as a kid in Leeds growing up? Because you was a council estate like myself, weren't you?
Yeah, I grew up with my mum, my little brother, my little sister, and we grew up in a council house. My mum were like trying to work little jobs here and there, so we didn't really have, to be honest, a penny, to be honest, growing up. I remember actually asking, it's mad that you say that, because like I remember actually asking a memory of when I was younger. I asked my mum when I was like a kid for like a quid to go to the shop with to get some sweets, and she said no. And like I remember kicking up a little fuss, like getting in the mood and sitting down, and thinking,
sulking and that.
All my mates are going to the shop and just getting sweets and all that, and I only wanted a pound. And then I sat there for ages sulking, and she'd come and she'd give me the pound. She went, go on then, blah blah blah. And I thought to myself the other day, I know it's a bit of a random one, but I look back and I think she actually couldn't afford to give me that pound. Do you know what I mean? Because she had everything she had. She was living on everything she had was living on her means. To pay for gas, pay for electric, pay for food, pay for everything. That quid could have gone towards whatever. I know it sounds really daft, but it occurred to me that the other day when I was thinking, it was like a memory I had. So like we grew up like just basically living on whatever my mum had to provide for me and my brother and sister. Yeah, that resonates with a story I had when I was at school, as it goes, about an old lady going into a church, and she put 5 pence into the, you know, like the collection box at the end, and there was like a millionaire there who put 100 quid in. I put a lot of money, she only put 5p in. The difference was, he's got £1 million in the bank, it's only 100 quid to him. The 5p was all that she had, it was everything that she owned. That's sweet.
Do you see what I mean?
People can do it, and that's the thing, that's why
your mums give you the 5p there, really. She give you everything.
She gave me the quid after I sold. She said no, but like, and that's why I said it to my mum.
Did she remember it?
Yeah. She didn't even remember it. She didn't even remember it. But I did, and I felt bad because I'm older now. And
you understand. You're a dad now. You know what
and I realised, and especially with everything that's going on, and you know, trying to I've been trying to cut back on expenditure because no one's earned fuck all this year. No one's earned anything. Blah blah blah. On certain aspects and I realise now, trying to rather than just throwing fucking money around, my mum really had to go by me, and I felt bad, and I apologised to her. I said, "Mum, I feel like she went, what are you on about? You must have been, I don't know, 6 or something, whatever it was." But it's just mad.
And so you grew up poor. So what was it like at school for you, like when you was like a teenager? What was you doing? How did the music thing come about? Because, you know, I speak about visualizations a lot. The idea of this podcast is to teach people about visualizations, the reticular activating system, and how the mind works unconsciously with what successful people do. Mm-hmm. I mean, we spoke before, and you said, I remember you saying to me before something about when you was at school, you always had a vision in your head that you was going to be a rapper, or you thought you could be better than.
Well, what it is like I used to write poems when I was a kid. I used to always write rhymes and stuff like that. And then when I was at school, like primary school, I wrote a poem, and like it got I had to say it in front of assembly. Teachers loved it and said, it was really cool, and I got some sort of certificate for it. And it was just, I used to just do, and I used to write little stories and write little poems. And then as I got a bit older, my mum and my dad split up when I was like 4 or something. And then I didn't see him for a while. But my dad was always there, and he was he was a DJ. So my dad, he lived the life of Riley without always DJing and whatever, blah blah blah. But I always listened to original 90s music, and he used to take me to watch him set up for the day where he was DJing or at night and stuff like that. And as I started listening to bassline music, it was called, I just started getting rhyming over the top of that. So me and my pals used to sit in his bedroom and just put music on and just all start MCing and blah blah blah, and Yeah, it just came.
Is that how it started? Yeah.
Kind of, yeah. Just like my my granddad, my mum's dad was Italian, so I used to listen to all old like I don't know Sinatra and Bocelli and all kind of different kinds of really cool like old
Crooner
music.
sort of
My
stuff,
mum loved Motown, so I grew up on that side. And there's my dad's Irish, but he were a proper party boy when my dad was when I was younger. That's what I mean. He's always been there for us, but he used to do his thing. Do you know what I mean? So now that I'm older, I understand. But like, he was a DJ, so like I used to listen to the really cool like underground music that he used to play, and that's how it kind of came about. I used to just MC, and I got really good at it. Oh well, I got like people said I was good at it. You know, I just used to do it for a laugh, and I ended up burning a CD in a studio. I made I think like 5 copies, and I give a copy to my mum, give a copy to my friend, copy to someone else, I can't remember, and then I kept a copy. This was like fucking when I was like 15, and at that point there used to be internet and Bluetooth and all that bollocks and iTunes and all that. It was CDs, and there used to be a market in Leeds where you could buy underground music
tracks,
so all DJs that used to play house music or stuff that you couldn't get in HMV at the time, you'd get from this market stall, and it was like a really cool place. Everyone used to go on the weekend,
like the black market
and it was like black market music where you could get the underground music and get played in the clubs, or the DJs were playing. So like, someone had burnt. I'd give him a copy to my friend. He'd give a copy to his friend. They started burning them and selling them at school. This CD had got around, ended up getting to the market, the Leeds market. I didn't even know.
People were bootlegging your music.
People were bootlegging and selling it and making loads of money. But it was growing my brand. I didn't even know me. I just did it for a laugh. And with my pals, just used to like smoke weed and piss around and whatever. And then everyone was saying, the guys at the market, I was walking through one day to come to buy a CD, thinking what we're on, and saying, "Oh, Tom Zanetti," like.
What?
They went, "Your CD's the best-selling CD." I'm like, "What do you mean?" And they're like, "It's been the best-selling CD for like a year." And I was only like 15, and there's all these sick DJs. I used to buy all the music,
and all the tunes out.
And mine was just selling and selling. So like after that, I started getting a bit of a name in Leeds, and then I started throwing parties. When I was 17, I threw my first party at a club in Leeds. I wasn't even old enough to get in the club, but it sold out. So like I started doing that every Thursday, and then it went from there to throwing big events, and then getting clubs and blah 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 and other stuff like that. So basically, I started from giving a CD to my mate who burnt it, copied it, started going around all the schools when I was like 15, and then it got onto this black market.
When did you start seeing yourself? When you started like going from just the CD, just a bit of fun, to like, this is what I'm going to do. This is like.
Well. Cause like I said, my dad was a DJ, and like it sounds mad, but I used to watch Kevin and Perry when I was a kid. The film. And I used to see him, and I had a set of decks in my bedroom, and my mum got me like a cage torchlight what you put on your head. I used to sit in bedroom with my brother, just DJing with fucking torch on my head, thinking, and I just thought, fuck me, this is what I want to be, like Eyeball Paul. I want to be DJing and all that. Do you know what I mean? And I just used to think, this is what I want to do. I want to make music, and then Eminem came out around that time. His stuff started coming out. My dad gave me some CDs of him rapping, and I was blown away. I thought, fuck me, I love all this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just thought, this is what I want to do. I want to start throwing party and making music. So that's why I went to the studio and done it. I didn't take it seriously, but then like I had a son when I was 16, and like by the time before I had my son, like I said, I used to hang around with like on my estate, or quite a rough estate. But I always got on with all older lads, so I was 13, hanging around with like 18-year-olds and even 23-year-old like fucking divs who used to hang around at the estate selling gear or pissing around or causing trouble. And like I was only 13, so I used to like I started like being a bit naughty myself, doing stuff and like getting arrested for silly stuff, and I don't know what I'm allowed to say on here, but just doing daft stuff. I started trying to make my own money on the side, doing certain things and blah blah blah. So when I was like 15, and then music will go.
It's the only people. I said this when I grew up on the council estate. Most kids just want to be a gangster because the only people with money, your mum and dad's got fuck all. Your pals, mum and dads, if they're together, have got fuck all. The only people in the state that got any money is the drug dealers or the armed robbers, and they got all the girls, all the cars, all the clobber. And you think, well, that's what.
And I was getting wrapped up in
I
was getting wrapped up in quite a lot of bad stuff, and I was getting arrested quite often, and 3-day lockdowns, were having to wait for court on a Monday. And like I was only young, do you know what I mean? And I was selling drugs at like a young age, and I was like 15. Because I had this CD out, and people thought this Tom Zanetti, and like I was rapping about robbing cars and rapping about doing all sorts of mad stuff. And I guess I thought I was a bit of a, I don't know, I was only 15, I thought I was a bit of a boy, so that's what I started doing. Then I found out I was having a son at an early age, and it was getting a bit mad. I was making money doing these really risky stuff, and I was I thought, just fuck this, I'm just going to knock it on the head. And I did, and then I started looking for jobs. I got kicked out of school when I was 15, and I found out I had a son coming when I was 16. So I just thought, I've got to just...
That's mad, isn't it? When you look back now, when you're an adult, now, you think,
I mean, my son's 13 now, he's 14 next week. And like, the way I was when I was 13, if I ever even found out he was doing like a tiny bit of the stuff that I was doing, I'd be break my heart. I couldn't believe, like, looking back, me as a young lad, what I was doing and what I was taking and what I was around and involved in. I think, fuck me, that one. Luckily, my little boy's not like that. He must have seen who I am around with or what I've done and know my story. And he just thinks that he's really sensible and really focused, and he just loves football, and he doesn't get involved with anything like that. And I'm absolutely, thank God, every day, because I don't know how my mum coped with me. Do you know what I mean?
And it's mad because, if you don't mind me mentioning, his mother passed away as a young age as well, wasn't it?
So it wasn't his mum. Deacon's mum was a girl I was seeing when I was like 15. She fell pregnant at 16. When Deacon was born, I took Deacon on. She wasn't really. She wasn't really there. I don't want to say too much because in case Deacon watches it. Do you know what I mean? No, that's. But she wasn't really there. So for the first 18 months of his life, he was with me, and I remember getting up when I was 17, 5 times a night feeding him his bottle, laid on in my bed trying to sleep, feeding him his bottle and blah blah blah. And all my pals were out, only 17, didn't have a fucking job, didn't have fuck all, and I was thinking, fuck me, and they were living with me full time. His mum came back into his life a little bit, but at this time when I was 18, I met a girl called Lizzie. Lizzie was a really, really good girl. She came in after meeting her for like 2 weeks. She moved into ours. I had Deacon, who was a little baby. She basically like it. She was like it. His mum, do you know what I mean? So she was there for a few years, and you know, she was kind of basically bringing him up with me. And then she passed away. So, and then Lizzie died. She fell asleep at the wheel, and it just fucked. Everything just fucked up, do you know what I mean? So like, I'd gone through all this mad shit, and like I packed in whatever I was doing when I was 15 to make money on the side, and all the stupid stuff that I was doing, I packed it all in, and I started just like looking for jobs. I mean, I used to do everything, mate. I did scaffolding labouring, roofing labouring, bricklaying labouring. I worked in warehouses 6 o'clock in the morning till 6 o'clock at night, just hammering wooden pallets, like a pallet off a fucking mountain of pallets there, hammer and nail in, put it on that side, walk out with big wanking arm at the end of the day, do you know what I mean? I was a butcher. I used to just fucking pack pot pies. I used to do anything I could to make money when I was like, because I knew I had a baby on the way, so I could have everything ready when he arrived, his prams, his cots, everything. And I had it all there. He had a pair of little Rockport shoes and Burberry kicks, and he had everything was kitted out, but that's because I really worked. And I don't know if I'm going off subject, but but I had loads of stuff go on. I finally got into a good place, and Deacon, settled with me and Liz, and then that happened. Do you know what I mean?
So knocked you for 6. Again, you've only been 18, something like that.
No, so I was 21 then. 21. So I'd been with her for a few years. Deacon had grown a few. He must have been about, I don't know, about 5 or something. But she'd been around for a bit, and I just started like
getting your life.
My life was buzzing. I remember thinking on my 21st birthday party, I had a big party in a club, and I had all my friends there, I had Lizzie there, all my family there. I done a family day party at my house in the daytime, where I had my son there and all my family, and then we got a load of like limos and all that, went to a club and did a party there, and I remember thinking, fuck me.
Yeah, life's good.
I'm 21, I've got a fucking firing bird, I've got all this stuff going, I've got money coming in from parties I'm throwing and blah blah blah, doing really well. Then a month later, boom, that happened. So.
And how did that affect you for the next year or so, Thomas? Did it? Because you still got to be a dad. You still got to.
Oh mate,
you got to try to grieve, but also you still got to do your bit, ain't you?
Bro, it just like when I was 21, I got my first nightclub with a partner of mine who I was working at the time. I was throwing events at his club. Yeah. And they were brilliant. They were smashing it. So I said, "Fuck this! We need to get our own club." So we've got our own gaff. The week that Lizzie died was the opening. That weekend was the opening for the club.
No way.
And I remember the week after she died, it was the weekend. I remember being stood at the club on the door in my suit, trying to put everything aside.
Ed's just gone.
And at the other side of the city, Lizzie was in the chapel of rest. And I'm stood at a club thinking, what the fuck's going on? And I've got girls coming up to me saying, because I was in the suit, thinking, have you got a girlfriend and all that? And I remember like walking away just like crying, thinking, have I got a girlfriend? I don't know. And I'm getting goosebumps now thinking about it. Like, girls are coming up to me, and I'm trying to put a face on for this new club that I've been promoting for ages, but at the same time, my girlfriend's laid in chapel of restaurant corner. So I just went and I said to my partner, I said, do you know what, I can't do this. I really can't be in this environment.
It's understandable, isn't it?
So I just fucked it off. Like my first club, I ended up fucking it off, losing loads of dough as well. And then after that, I got into, because I was still throwing parties, I was still in that environment. Through a week I was fucked. I had me and Deacon, and I was just in a bad way with it, like with what had happened. And then in a weekend I'd go to my parties and I'd just get off my nut and I'd just party all weekend. And that was I know it sounds cliche and it sounds like a bit thingy, that was the only kind of escape. Once I got steaming or
get out of reality, innit?
Then I wasn't in there anymore.
Yeah.
But then I'd come home and I'd do 10 times worse. And I'd be laid all week like in bits trying, but I had my son, so I could never cry in front of him, I could never be upset in front of Deacon, I'd always be trying to be lively in front of him. I remember he'd walk out of the room and I'd be like, oh my God, what's going on? So for a couple of years after that, I was still working, I was in clubs every weekend, partying like a fucking madman. At the same time I was trying to juggle the grief, same time I was trying to juggle my son, same time I was trying to work a business. And yeah, it just fucked my head up bad, bro.
I couldn't imagine, man. I can't even imagine. It must have been
it was
a whirlwind. And then, so what happened from there onwards? So then, once you went through all that, and how long was it like before you started getting back to normal again? Before you started?
So I done like a solid, like year, just hitting it hard, bro.
Because you know what the Jewish do? The Jewish, right? And I think it's a very good idea. You know, like they wear black and white. Mm-hmm. When someone passes in their family, like their wife or a kid or whatever, they wear just all black, so the rest of the community know they're grieving, because you can be an arsehole when you're grieving. I was, when my dad died, like my head was gone.
Yeah, sorry to
and I think people, I think it's a good thing that in the Jewish community that they sort of respect that.
So people wear black and say, look, I'm a fucking...
Yeah, I'm grieving at the moment. Yeah, for a year. They wear it for 1 year. Yeah, for the whole year, because they reckon that's what it takes for your mind to sort of...
Bro, I was just going to say, like, I had a full year just off my barnet on a weekend, Thursday to Sunday, coming home watching my son all week. Thursday to Sunday I'd be partying, I like just trying to crack on, and it was just like mad. And then it come to New Year's Day, I had my last like blowout.
And you're still only 21, innit?
I was only 21.
You've been through, I mean, people don't go through that in their life nearly ever, let alone like even 21 years old.
But looking back now, like looking at young Tom, like at 21, like all that shit before, we having a son, and then he's having myself, and then the stuff that I used to do before that, and then going through kicked out of school and blah blah blah, and then it is all like it's mad. So I wouldn't want to wish it upon anybody. Do you know what I mean?
And then from there, you moved into the music scene. Did that take off you around that time a bit more after, like a few years?
So what it is, I started like, so when I was throwing parties from being 17. After I made the CD, it started going off in the market. I got a bit of a name for myself. Started throwing a party. When I was 17, did I mention this? I threw my first party in a club when I was 17.
Yeah.
And I started going from there. And then I started throwing. I made a company called Sleeping is Cheating, because we used to throw parties all night. Basically, it started at 12 o'clock at night until 9 o'clock next morning. And then we're doing after party that went on all day in the daytime. And they were doing really well. So then it went from there. I had a night called Insomnia. Insomnia won the award for the best night in Leeds. It was brilliant. We had massive DJs. We had like Basement Jacks. I had at the time.
Oh, brilliant.
What else did we have? We had Faithless performing Insomnia
live,
because the party was called Insomnia. So I can't get no sleep.
Tearing off your tights with my teeth.
Yeah, that's the one, bro. And it was brilliant. So then, I was just making music as like a bit of fun, throwing music out, and throwing big parties and festivals. A few years after, I made a song called Darling with Lorenzo. It was a good friend of mine, a massive DJ, lives in LA now, he's doing really well. I made a song called Darling, and DJ Tag heard it. It had been circulating for years on scene already. He played it on Radio 1. And next day he rang me and he said, Tom, that was the biggest like response I've had for a song ever. Like, I want to get you signed. Blah blah blah. My manager Gov had come to one of my festivals, who put the song to Target, who played it on radio. Then he rang Gov and said, we need to sign this guy, the song's fucking gone on. So I was like, yeah, fuck it, have it, bro. I said, just have it, I'm not even out, let's get it signed up. Oh, that's all buzzing. But I was already doing my own thing. I was sweet anyway. I just thought, yeah, get it out. So we put that out, Darling. That done really well. I think it got fucking, it done really well anyway. Then we put You Want Me Out, that's done really well. That's
a tune, isn't it?
And like, yeah, these are all old songs that I'd had out for years, and I just signed and put them to mainstream.
You got to give me a little line.
You do it, bro.
Okay, then watch what you say then.
Fucking hell.
I love that one. It's one of the lines that get in your nut. Once you listen to the song, it just keeps going over all day long.
Do you know what the thing is? Like, when I first made that song, it must have been like 2013 or something. And like it was actually quite a cool song.
That's a
you know what I mean?
yeah,
When it came out in the scene up north as flat and going down south, it was going all around UK.
Everywhere.
But it was like an underground, cool, really cool song. And then like it come out, and it went nationwide, and then even like
globally,
everywhere. Yeah. And then like now I hear it. I'm like, fucking hell. But yeah, it's done really well. And like we've got loads more music coming. Just made like a big track with a sick upcoming artist called Silky. He's going to be massive. I think he's doing really well. Do you know Silky?
Is he from this? I've heard him. I think I've heard that track.
Yeah, he's a sick guy. He's done a track with Dappy and an undiscovered artist called Hayes.
That was a good track.
Yeah.
What's it called?
One Night.
One Night.
And the kid on that called Hayes. He's from Bradford.
Is that the high pitch kid? Does the high pitch voice?
One Night.
Yeah, see him. Yeah,
he's sick. Some music he's got. He's brilliant. And he's undiscovered artist. And I wanted to get him out there. Do you know what I mean? It's on I've released that on my label on Sleeping Machine Records.
It's a tune. Everyone listening, definitely get that. One Night. Tom Zanetti. Was it Dappy?
Tom Zanetti. One Night with Dappy and Hayes. The Martian.
Yeah,
and then there's Tom Zanetti and Silky Flight Mode. What I'm going to do now, I'm just going to keep banging. I've got so much music that I've not been able to put out for years. Due to certain things, I've got a catalogue, bro. Just bags of bangers, mate. I'm just gonna keep popping them out every 6 weeks. I've just put One Night out. Month later, we put Flight Mode out. I've got another big track coming out with Dio, the girl who sings "I'm Feeling Sexual." I'm feeling sick. I can't sing what.
Yeah, I think I've heard the track.
Me feel. I can't. She's got that. No, but yeah, but no. Just got loads of music. I'm just gonna keep popping music out, bro. I've just got loads. So I've done a Fire in the Booth about.
That's sick, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fire in the Booth, mate.
I mean, like it's not really. I just do party bars, mate. I just MC it like for a laugh, but I can actually write meaningful lyrics stuff as well. So
that track you showed me, the one. What was it called? Not the name of it. The real deep one.
Yeah, that's the one that I've done for Fire in the Booth. Yeah,
was that the one? Yeah, that is a tune. What's it called again?
Well, it was called Naked.
Naked, yeah.
So we're gonna literally do it naked. I thought, fuck, any sort of front. Sort of
just strip back. This is
back
honest.
Because everyone underneath.
And this song, everyone, the lyrics in it are so deep and meaningful. It's a proper bit of art. It's like a proper bit of poetry, really.
I appreciate
to me, that is a. Like, it ain't like you're known for your fun dance stuff and all that. This is deep. This is about a deep track.
This is the Fire in the Booth is about. I just wanted to use that platform. That's a massive platform. Yeah. And I wanted to use, and because I'm not known as a rapper, I'm just like an MC sort of thing.
Yep.
I wanted to use that platform to put a message out there. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? To show kind of what I've been through, and like what a lot of other people will be going millions of other people are going through, mental illness, mental anxieties, and griefs and bad shit. Do you know what I mean?
We ain't even halfway through your story. Like, you lost a club, didn't you? You know, you had your club, didn't you? You said after all you've been through with your ex-partner and bringing the kid up and doing all this stuff on your own, you then lost a restaurant as well, didn't you?
So I fucked the club off when I was 21, and then things were going well, blah blah blah. I had all that shit on as a side, but I still kept going with music and events and stuff like that. And I got a bit of money together and ended up buying a restaurant for my mum. My mum was working as a screwer at the time. She was working in a nick, and she was just telling me all bad stories, and I knew what goes off in there. Half my fucking pals were in there. My pals knew who my mum was, do you know what I mean? And like, I've seen your mum today, like, fucking hell. Bought my mum a restaurant. I got some money together. Me and my best pal bought a restaurant. Coming from like Italian background, I've always wanted like a restaurant just to sit there with all my family in there, having, watching everyone eat and just enjoying, have a glass of champagne and blah blah blah. But the opening night, the chef got hit by a bus outside.
Shut up.
I swear to God, it was all right. He survived.
What, just before it kicked off?
For me, the opening night.
No way.
Yeah, I'd sold all tables. I was having to do 3 launch weekends because it was that fucking in demand, busy. The opening night, the chef, we had walked over the road, got fucking took out by a bus. And he's like,
what happened? Did he manage it though?
He said, my leg's fucked. I went, mate, it's a fucking grand launch. You need to get in kitchen. So he wasn't happy at all. And he turned out to be an arsehole between us. There was one time where my mum was, because I'd done it with my mum and I bought it for my mum, sometimes you shouldn't really mix family and business. Because I'd go in there and like I'd say, Mum, will you check on that table there? They've not been. Thomas, don't you talk to me like that. I'm your mother. I'm like, I'm fucking owner. You know what I mean? I'm like, all right, fine. Anyway, so I walked in one day and my mum was saying, "Oh, this chef's giving me loads of grief. Tommy keeps screaming at me and shouting at me." And I said, "Mum, just please, just do the job. Do what he needs. He's got an hard job. Just do what he's asking you to do." And I was like, because it was going down. It was just hard. I was getting people in. It was packed.
The profit weren't.
No, it was packed, but no one had a clue what they were doing. My mum came from a prison to a restaurant.
Gotcha.
The chef wasn't doing fuck all. He would have been an arsehole. All the fundamentals weren't there. You need to have a restaurant. Most people who have restaurants is an investor with a chef. The chef knows what he's doing. You know, I just went in and had a bit of money and said, "Right, Mum, I'm going to buy a restaurant. Fuck that prison. Get out of there. I'm going to get something for you. You can run." Thinking it way. But it just didn't work because she didn't. Bless her, she didn't know what she was doing. So I was getting it packed. But it was like working. Fucking running around like an headless chicken. There were fucking plates flying everywhere. It just went mental. Anyway, and then one day I walked in and I seen this chef screaming in my mum's face. And my mum was crying. And I just went fucking berserk, mate. I just grabbed him by and threw him out. I said, "Fuck off." So then we didn't have a chef. And that was the chef who got by the bus. Shit. The next chef, we had a butcher's over at Road. Where we used to get all this fresh produce and meat. And it was like Christmas time. The chef's he was from Glasgow as well, actually. But it might be one of your boys. He's gone to Butcher's, ordered like 50 turkeys on the tick, on the mace or on credit.
No.
He's sold me a local pub and then fucked off and didn't turn up for Christmas. So I'm like, I ain't got a chef. The fucking place. Then we managed to get someone else in to come on New Year's Eve. The toilets of bus started overflowing. I had to clear everyone out. So basically, the restaurant was a fucking tits up, mate. I've had to get rid of it, and it's cost me fucking everything. And it's cost me a bomb, mate. I've had to sell my car, sell my house, just to pay it off. Yeah, I had me and my son went to go live at my dad's. In a spare room, and I remember at Christmas after it all kicked off. I remember being my son on a blow up bed at Christmas. I'm in a spare room, and my dad's thinking, "Now
what is
that? I got fuck all."
Selling artists, smashed it.
I had a restaurant at that point. I'd not got the.
You didn't get the platinum.
No, but I was doing all right for myself.
Good,
and it had just gone tits up. I remember my little boy and my dad. You know, I love my dad. I worked with my dad. So
you've gone through everything.
Having a big bad boy restaurant to a nice car and a house and blah blah. And then I'm fucking laid there at Christmas thinking, "What the fuck's going on?" Lost everything, and I'd fallen out with my mum at the time. Even though I adore my mum, just because there was so much clashing within the business and the thing.
So
you know what I mean?
How did you get? What happened then? How did you go from starting again? Because I love these stories. Where did you?
So then I had to start again.
What was the next vision you had? What was the next?
So then, basically, I just started doing what I was doing. I'd lost all my money. I just started throwing more parties, watching what I was doing, staying fresh and focused, and just putting my money away. So then I could get. Then I bought a little apartment for me and Deacon, somewhere we could get out with my dad's. I mean, I loved it at my dad's at the time. Thank God he took us in because my dad's fucking hilarious, mate. Him and his wife just looked after us. They were bringing breakfast every morning.
He's a bit of a chap, and he's got that book. What's the book?
It's called 9 Foot Tall.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
he's alright. He's just a funny.
9 Foot Tall. Everyone, it's a great book. Definitely get it.
Yeah, you need to read.
Tom Zanetti's dad. It's sick.
Yeah, it's fucking very good. It's going to be a film. That I've been to LA. I've been speaking to all different directors and Netflix. So I've sent it to Idris Elba's team. Idris is a DJ. Me and him have been speaking quite frequently on WhatsApp and stuff. I sent it to him, and his team love it and blah blah blah. Martin Ford, who's in the next Fast and Furious, is a really good friend of mine. He's in a lot of big films. I've sent it to all these people. Terry Stone, Tony Tucker. I sent it to. I'm just really. I want that to be a film. 9 Foot Tall. It's such a good book. It's about growing up in the 90s and the noughties, being a DJ and being into all little dodgy things and blah blah blah. So it's off the subject, but read 9 Foot Tall. It's going to be a film and it's fucking belting. Where was I? So I was.
Your dad. You said you.
So I started throwing more parties and just getting made into work, living by my means. Got myself a little gaff to stay in until I got my money right. Started working fucking every hour again to try and get everything up to scratch. I managed to do it, and then I bought. Then I writ off that fucking Ferrari, didn't I?
No, what happened now? How much you lose on that one? A fortune?
Oh, bro. So we were DJing for Conor McGregor's after party in Manchester, and it was a really good night. It's like a proper rock star thing. Like I remember, that same night I was DJing for Conor McGregor, but then I also had to DJ in Ministry of Sound in London. So, and because there were no trains on, and because of the time space, I had to get a private jet. So we partied all night at Conor McGregor's gaff. They've got the jet straight to Ministry of Sound, set it off in London, got the jet back to Manchester. Come the next day, I had my pal's Ferrari, brand new Berlinetta. F12 Berlinetta. It only had 40,000 miles on the clock. It was I think there was only 20 of them made. And I'm driving back. I'd been asleep. I didn't want to driving, or I wasn't driving like a dickhead.
Yeah.
I wasn't used to driving this car, and this car like a fucking dragster, mate. I put my foot down to go. As I was taking it back to him, it spun out, hit a curb, gone to the other side, flipped over, and I ended up doing it I just remember in slow motion. Like, I put my head down, I had Birdie calm me at the same time, I grabbed her, put her head down, I knew it was going to flip. So I'm like, it's gone like slow motion, but as it's gone slow motion, I've seen all the dollar signs, I'm like, no. So we skidded like 50 feet, smoke started coming out of bonnet. So
how'd you make that call?
Bro, so this is what I'm saying. So I've jumped out, I've managed, the roof crushed in, I've checked she was alright, I've booted the door off, ran round to pull her out, and then I just rang my pal, and my pal's like a proper bit of a boy, you know, in his, it was his car, and I said, look, I've just wrote your car off. And he went, fuck off, Tom, stop messing around. I went, no, honestly, it's on its roof, I've just wrote your car off, mate. And he went, right, I'm in a meeting, I'll call you back. So I went, alright, no problem. And yeah, I just had to pay off because it was, it cost 300 grand, bro. So I managed to get myself, to a good place again.
In the back end.
And literally, I wasn't even driving like a dick, I slipped on some oil. Oil, because it was so powerful.
Yeah, they just spin the back to you.
Oh, bro, it's just got
so... bags, car, mate.
Yeah, but I had to give everything up again. That was it. I had to give all my money away. Luckily, I bought a house. I bought myself a little car. So I bought a house for me and Deacon. Bought myself a little car, and then I had to pay that off. Yeah. And then I had to live without no means. I had to live without no money again.
Graft it again.
I had to graft it again, bro. And I'd done like 250 shows. Just like DJing and performances, different country nearly every night. I was taking my son on tour with me, all these different places, just getting the money in to pay it all off. And like, that's how I bought the house, the car, paid that off, and I had a bit of money to live alright with. Do you know what I mean?
Lovely.
So,
so how'd you find? What's it like now being Tom Zanetti at the minute after all that experience? What's it like now? What's your visions now? How do you keep it all together now? Because your boy seem like your best mates. He's a lot older now, so it must be a bit easier for you.
I love my boy to bits. He's always been really good, just chill. Yeah. He's like my son is what's kept me going, mate, through all this mad stuff.
Just kept
back from when I was 21 and I lost Liz to any other mad stuff that I've had. It's always been my boy. I've always looked and thought, you know what, I just need to crack on
for him,
because he's there. You know what I mean? He's a young, innocent kid who is so lovely, mate.
You had no choice but to have a vision to move on, did you?
Just crack on, bro. I just always thought, do you know what? I feel like no matter what's going on, it could be the worst of the worst, which I feel I've been through it. You've just got to think, do you know what it is? There's a way out of this. I just need to get up in the morning. There's been points where I've laid in bed and I've fucking not even showered, and I've laid there and I don't want to open curtains, and I'm thinking, fuck me, I can't be arsed. I really don't want to get up today, and I just don't want to have no motivation. I feel horrible. And do you know what? There's got to be something in your mind where you just say, look, the only way I can get out of this is by getting up and moving forward. That's the only way I can do it. If I just sit and dwell and fucking...
Yeah, you just think of the past.
Then I'm just going to get fucked. I'm going to even work, yeah. So you just got to get up. And people like out there who are going through shit right, especially at this time and climate what we're in now with everything that's going on and businesses and, you know, it's hit me really hard this year. As it has a lot of other people. Thank God, we're all safe and healthy.
Yeah, industry's in the bad one, isn't it? At the minute, nightclubs, bars.
It's bad, bro. Yeah, but like, I just feel like just the only way is just to move forward. You've just got to
keep going forward.
There's no other option. Yeah. You've got to get up. Onwards and upwards is the only way. You've got to get up, and even if it's just getting up and getting that shower, doing your hair, sorting yourself out.
Just got to keep moving forward.
Got to, bro.
And look, so with the podcast that we're doing, it's all about remodeling the mindsets, obviously, of successful people and the elite mindset. But all I hear time and time again through the people that have been like Dame Kelly Holmes, may it be Wayne Lineker, whoever, they're all like successful in their own right, you know. But it's that same thing again and again and again, moving forward, seeing your next goal, having to saying to move forward to create that drives you again, you know, to create that pull. Because if you ain't visualising a goal, if you ain't visualising your next, you know, your way out, if you ain't searching for it, then you, as you just said, you're in the moment. And if you're living in the moment, your thoughts go into the past now. And if thoughts go into the past, you're going to feel bad because you think of a bad memory. It makes you feel sad in the present, yeah? And even think of a good time, if it was better. So, for example, if someone's overweight, they go, I know I felt good back then. You know, they look back at, I think of a good time. Yeah. You know, and if I look good back then, what are they saying in the present moment? I look shit now. So, there ain't really no goodness of looking backwards. And I say to people, you can't walk forward looking backwards. You walk into a fucking wall. So
that's a good one. Yeah,
that's the way you've got to look at it. Is that you just got to keep moving forward. So
I think it's good to, in a sense, to live in the present moment, as in, you know, like for people with anxiety, like stuff like that. Like if I think about my past, certain things, that certain demons can pop up.
Yeah.
Like you say, like everyone is. If I worry about the future,
yeah.
You know, if you think about what I'm going to do now, there's COVID, this bollocks, is everything going to fucking, you know, is everything going to sort out? Is it not? Yeah. I think sometimes if you live in the thing and just think, right, I'm here, you know, I'm living today. Every day above ground's a good day. Just keep moving. Just keep on it.
Keep moving.
I think that's, but what you're saying, I totally get, and I think that's brilliant. Like if you look back and compare yourself,
yeah.
But then you make yourself sad now.
Yeah.
You've got to look forward and think, right, okay,
that's
well,
where I'm going to be next.
This is where I'm at now. Well, where do I want to be?
That's it.
Well, how am I going to make it happen so I can be a better version of myself, or get myself out of this rut, or do what I want to achieve?
And it's a lifetime thing. It don't stop. People think you don't just do it once and you stop. You got to keep this. We've got to keep evolving. You know, the minute you stop moving, you're starting to die. So you've got to keep creating these new platforms for your life. You know, these new levels of who you're going to be, and
goals,
goals, strengthening your mind. You know, learn to live at peace with yourself. You know,
there you go. Yeah.
Because you know, we were talking about social media earlier. The pressure on these young kids nowadays with social media, you know, as you saying, it's not real, is it? Social media, you know, we look at a picture of someone, you know, old, with a Ferrari. It's like 1 second photo. That's it. But what's going on behind the scenes? You don't know what's going on.
It's like social media,
like your story now. Exactly. People just see you out clubbing. You've got the life of. Like,
I've been trolled to death.
They don't know what you've been through.
People saying like Tom Zanetti is the right dickhead and all this and that, and people have never met me. And, like, and I'm not a dickhead. You know, I'm a good guy. No, I'm a good guy. I'm gonna have a good crack. I'm have a good crack with everybody. And like people just see what is portrayed on there, and I don't mean to. Maybe I come across like a dickhead. I don't know,
you don't, mate.
But I get a lot of love as well, so I don't look at that. I get 1% arseholes who just want to get around.
You're not successful unless you've got jealousy. People can only look up someone they're jealous of, can't they? You can't look down at someone you're jealous of.
There you go. So I appreciate all the love as well. But like you say, you can't look down. That's it. Yeah. What you just said. Every time you say these lines, I love them, bro.
You can't look down on someone you're jealous of. You've got to look up at them. So you've got to take it as a compliment.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
There you go. Yeah. And I feel like it shouldn't be. I just think that social media can be a bad place, can be a dark place. Like, there's young kids on there who are like looking at these pictures of people who've like got like so much work done or whatever and this and that, which is fine. Everyone can do whatever they want to themselves, to their own body, and like, but they've got young kids who are like comparing themselves to people and comparing themselves to a picture of someone who's got a Ferrari there, or loads of money, and that picture's 1 second at that guy's day. That car might not be his. That car might not be his. Or there's couples who are looking at other couples and they think, wow, they look amazing. They're power couples. Behind closed doors, they could be fucking ripping each other's hair out. You know, you've got to just not look at what social media is saying, because that ain't the reality. It's not a reality. It's a 1% of someone's life, 1% of someone's personality. You've got to just look at it, maybe be inspired by it, and just share what you want to share.
I've got a retreat in Marbella called the Holistic Retreat.
Nice.
We do body, mind, and soul. So it's fitness, and also we do mind therapy. But in the retreat, I have like some celebrities come out, and I won't say no names, but these girls are posting pictures, and then I see them get on their apps, and they show me their app, and they pull their waist in, they pull their legs in, and all that, and they post it, and these young girls are thinking, that's how we've got to look. Well, they don't fucking even look like it themselves.
I know,
and
don't get me wrong, I won't lie, I've used filters.
Everyone
does
uses
it.
filter, but there's filtering, then there's like proper
editing. Everyone, you know what I mean? Everyone does it, and but that's what I'm saying. Is like, let people do what they want. If they want to edit the pitch, they want to do it to make themselves look better and get more. Like, fine, do whatever you want to do. But at the same time, I'm saying to people who are watching it,
don't take it.
The consumers, you know, kids who are watching, or people who are looking and idolising these people. You know, don't believe everything
the propaganda
you hear, and don't soak in everything you see, because it's not proper. You need to think about yourself and think, right, okay, that they're living good. This is how I want to live. This is how I'm going to do it.
Who's that actor? Matthew? I can't even think of his name.
Conor.
Yes, that's it. He done a story and he talks about his hero.
He's always chasing his hero.
And that's exactly what we're saying about you just saying, keep it moving forward.
That's it.
If anyone at home's listening, what it is, it's he basically says he's his own hero, so his hero is him in 3 years or 5 years time. And then when I get there, my hero will be another 3 or 5 years older. And then he said, when I die, he'll be 3 years older or 5 years older than me. He said, but I'm never going to catch him. That always gives me someone to chase. And I love that. I love that. And that's exactly what you're saying about, you've got to keep moving forward. You need to be your own hero.
Have you seen that one about that is it some sort of general in army, and he's talking about getting up and making your bed in the morning.
No.
Some
Actually, it does ring a bell. Yeah.
Really, that's really cool.
You've got to get up straight away, make your bed, and you.
So there's some general in army. I can't. Quite a long time ago, I watched it, but he's talking. He's been through loads of mad shit, seen a lot of his friends and people die and stuff like through war and all this mad stuff. But he's managed to get all his medals and he's done really well and blah blah blah. And he's just saying, he said, look, if your head's fucked, you've got to focus and say, right, first thing you do in the morning is get up, make your bed. You've achieved that. Next minute, go downstairs, go get a shower, clean yourself up, do your hair, make yourself look presentable and smart. That's it. You've achieved that. Yeah. If you need to go to the gym, go to the gym. If you go and work out that day, you've achieved something for your mind and your body. You feel better. The happy endorphins are coming. And you feel good. You know what I mean? That's what I mean. You just got to get up and move on and fucking keep going.
Whatever happens.
No matter what. And I'm saying no matter what happens. I've just told you just a few instances of what I can say on camera, what's happened to me. Yeah. You know what I mean? And you've got to keep getting through them. That's it, bro. So.
But Tom, mate, honestly, thank you for having us at the Doll's House.
Yeah.
Lovely gaff. If anyone's in Leeds, get to the Doll's House. It's a beautiful venue. And yeah, that was amazing, Tom. I really appreciate that, mate. And
thank you for having
everyone at home, tune in next week to the MindKite podcast. And we look forward to speaking to you all soon.
Thank you very much.